Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I've got one here, a picture that I thought might make an interesting little painting, and as you'll see it's in the evening, so we don't have any of the white snow. It's more of a bluey greyish colour, which will be quite interesting as a challenge. So I'm just putting that to the side just now and we'll get started. So there's a kind of a bank about here coming down, and then it levels off, and we have the cabin there in the centre, all nicely lit up. I'm just going to leave that just for a minute. I'm just going to put the sort of horizon line for these trees in the background. Don't worry about these trees in the foreground here, they will come in at the end. So I'm going to try and sketch the cabin and then we'll get started with the painting. So a little bit there, up to the nice pointed bit, and there's a little bit at the other side, and there's a sort of fence bit at the front there, and that's about it. So that's the sketch finished. I've got 3 brushes here. I'm just going to try and block it all in as quick as I can. What I'm going to do first is, you'll notice the cabin is, obviously the lights are on for the evening. So what I'm going to do is just paint these, the lights on the windows first with a yellow ochre. I'll just swing that down, let you see it. Some yellow ochre, sorry, cadmium yellow that is. I've got a little bit of orange here, I'm just going to drop that in, that's fine. And back to the painting. So I'm going to, as I said, paint the windows in first. I just want to get that dry. So when I come round to paint the cabin at the end, this will all be nice and dry. And what I'm going to do as well is, you'll notice there's a light shining on the snow. So I'm going to just quickly paint a light wash there, a bit along here, just drop that in, and there's some down there, and that will do. So next I'm going to paint the sky. So it will be it's starting to get dark, as you see in the picture. So colours will be, start off with some cobalt blue, and just going to add a little bit of Payne's grey down here. Just let you see that, some Payne's grey, just to give it that slightly darker colour. Now you'll notice this is all very loose, low value paint, because I don't want it super dark. I just want to check it first. Yeah, that's okay, that'll dry a bit lighter, so that's not too bad. So let's just quickly get that filled in. As I said, don't worry about these big trees that go up there. We'll paint them afterwards. They'll be stronger, thicker paint, probably about an 8 or a 9 value. Right, so this is quite a nice colour. That's worked out fine, that. While I've got some of that blue left over, I've just added a little bit of light red to make it more of a grey colour. And I'm going to paint in the bank here, but it's, as I say, there's no white snow. It's dark, so we're going to have grey snow. And you see, this is why I painted that that nice yellow orangey colour. So it's dry now, so I can just paint in here. And we'll take this down here. So you can see, once you start with a big brush and nice loose wash, that it soon covers the paper in. And ready for the detail. Right. Just trying to create the shape coming down the hill there. And I'm going to go up into the background here. This is into the, it's like the woods, it's a bit dark, so we'll just take that to about there. And that should be okay. Well, this is dried, so we can start to put the these trees in the background there. So I'm going to mix up, I've got some, as you'll see, I've got some of that grey blue colour left. I'm just going to strengthen it up a bit, put a bit more cobalt blue in there. I'm going to put a little bit of brown, burnt umber, and keep a bit more blue. So I'm just going to crack on with this just now and get all that. You can see I'm using the brush on the side here because I'm going to come up here and create that nice crisp edges of the trees. So, but I just want to get all this in just now. Come down to here and top of the cabin. So that'll be down to about there. And here as well. So there's the top of that little hill coming down there. That's quite nice. Right, that's okay. I just want to kind of break that off. Don't want a solid line there. And that's not too bad at that. Now I'm going to paint the cabin in next, and you can see I've mixed up a brown here. I've used some burnt sienna, which is a nice rich brown, and I'll add some a bit darker to that once I've painted the front of the cabin. And so this is nice and dry, so I can start here. Now you can see, if you remember right at the beginning, I painted the that yellow in for the light coming out of the windows, so that's you can see that it's dry now, so I can just paint straight over that. Just make them the same, that's fine. One or two bits here. like so. Right, there's a type of fence across the front there, so I'm going to leave some bits of white there. Right, just fill this in. And that's that done. I'm going to just add a bit of blue to that to darken it a bit. And this is a bit darker in the back than the side. Right, it's starting to take shape. Right, there we go, that's that finished. Okay, so that's the cabin in. What I'm doing now is I just want to darken some bits in the trees in the background there. Need to get that a bit darker. Some bits. But as you see, there's some darker bits of, looks like shadowy parts. I'm going to just drop that in just now while I'm waiting on the dark area. So a bit of blue again. A little bit of light red. And we get that super grey colour. You'll notice a lot of these are big loose washes. We don't want them thick, strong, dark colours. Right. I'm going to start with one about here. And another one here. I'm going to take that right up there just to suggest the slope of the hillside coming down. And there's one or two here. Right, I think that'll do. While I've got this colour, I forgot I've got the roof to paint in. Remember, there's no white, it's grey because it's dark, so I'm just going to fill that roof in as well. There's a white bit at the side, which is quite nice. A bit in the front here. Right. I think you'll see now this starts to give it that night feeling. Okay, so you've been painting now for approximately 15 minutes. So it might be time for a break. You could have a 30-minute coffee break if you think that's fine, or indeed you can just leave it until tomorrow, put the paints away and come back tomorrow or even the next day fully refreshed and raring to go. But either way you decide, but I would recommend a break of sorts. Okay, so now that the background area is dry, we need to start putting some trees in here to suggest it going straight back. So I'm going to make a browny colour, Just let you see them down here again. I'm at the burnt umber with a bit of ultramarine blue. Gives you a nice dark colour. Okay, so we need to start dropping the trunks in. So we'll just start with one here, and it gets lost in there, and as you can see they get smaller as they go into the distance. Just going to put some bigger ones in. Right, it's giving it a bit of depth now. Put these little thin ones in, and then another big one here. Carry on with these little ones in the background. Right, that looks okay. Right, now we need to get some thicker, stronger paint here, about a 8 or a 9 value. I'm making a dark brown. Right, so can you just start off with one straight up here and make the thicker, and make another one beside it. And there's another one about here, which is kind of split in two. This one comes up here. Make this thicker and darker. Comes up here and gets lost in the, as they get thinner. That'll do. Now I'm just going to put some of these branches in. So we're just about finished now. I'm just going to drop in a lot of these right thin branches. Again, I've got the rigger brush. So it's burnt umber and ultramarine blue. And it's just a matter of trying to make these all different shapes. Right, just want to put one or two across here. So hopefully you'll see now that we have a bit of depth in the painting with these trees in the foreground here. Well, it's almost finished. I'm just going to drop in some bits of detail. And also what I'm going to do this. Just looking, there's a tree goes up here in the foreground. Right, what else I was saying was that I'm going to add some white. Now, I never usually add white to a painting, but bits of snow in there might help. There's one other little bit I forgot to add. You'll notice there's some clouds up on the right hand side, so I've just got more of that greyish blue colour. I'm using the brush on the side again, and I'm just dragging these across the paper. Just going to get some water and soften these off, and we'll just leave that to dry. Right, now I have some white gouache here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some on the bottom over the tape so that I can use this. Just going to get the rigger again, soften this off a bit, and right, I'm just, as you can see, starting to soften it off a bit, and just going to drop some bits in here, some of the branches. So that's just giving it a little bit of detail, which helps to add a bit of character to the painting. Might just add one or two bits here. This is when you start fiddling, and this is where you could ruin a painting, so you've sometimes just got to put the brush down. Right, that's about enough, I think. So here's the finished painting. Looks quite good, quite happy with that. Nice depth in the painting, good use of colours. This is clearly a little bit more technical than the last snow scene that I did. But it's, as you progress, it's worth having a go at this one. Not too difficult. Just one little tip I'd like to pass on before I finish this video. When you're painting from a picture, or particularly a printout, just be careful with the colours. Sometimes they can be false, and you get into a trap that you follow these colours instead of the true colours of the scene. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that, and I look forward to the comments, how you tackled this painting and how successful you were. And so keep watching, I've got another one coming up shortly. Thank you.